Todd Burns, CEO of Cypher Environmental. Interesting story of where we started. I actually took over a startup from my dad. When I took it over, we didn't really have a whole lot of direction, and so I had to sort of invent the business. We were focused on roads, actually, and water back then. We decided at one point, to focus only on what we knew we could be the best at in the world, which is just roads. And so we dropped the water stuff and decided 100% to focus on roads. When you look at how roads are treated holistically around here for de-icing or dust control, it's all done with salt, which is very well known to be extremely toxic to the environment. And so we set out to create higher performing, non-corrosive, environmentally friendly alternatives to road salts. And so when I took over the business, we didn't actually own any IP, we didn't have a warehouse, it was it was really just a concept. And so, I took it over in my basement. Felt like I had no option but to continue to forge ahead. And so hired one employee, then another. We developed some IP, we got into manufacturing all of our own products. Again, with 100% certainty that any input into the product was considered environmentally safe, biodegradable, etc. And so, long story short, now we're manufacturing all of our own products. We have a great team, completed projects successfully in approximately 50 countries around the world. In fact, on every continent except for Antarctica. And we're super passionate about what we do, not only in continuing to create value for our clients, but making them sustainable through the use of our technologies. So super grateful that I'm able to actually make a living while giving back and making a positive impact in the world. Inspiration is a favorite topic of mine because as a cleantech entrepreneur, the hurdles that still exist are very daunting at times. And so for me, obviously the mindfulness practices I've developed have been a huge asset for me, children and my family, and quite frankly, hearing other people's stories. And two stories in particular that I heard always really resonated with me. And those are the stories of Nelson Mandela and Johnny Clegg, of course. And so most people know the story of Mandela, come out of jail and have no desire for revenge on your captors and just to continue to focus all your energy towards creating a better world. It's phenomenal. And of course, a lot of people don't know who Johnny Clegg is, but he was a white guy during apartheid in South Africa who learned how to sing, dance, and play music in Zulu. I think the two resonating themes with those guys is doing what they believe is right regardless of the consequences and continuing to fight and push for their vision of a better world. And so I see a lot of myself in that. And so I'm able to listen to Johnny Clegg's music and remind myself of their stories, especially when I'm having a hard day, and reconnect my heart to my head, and sure I get into a flow state and continue to focus not only my energies but Cypher's energies to continue towards just spreading positivity and doing good in the world, creating technologies that are focused on a greener environment, saving people money while simultaneously saving the environment. So we're always in it for the 3P philosophy and continue to give me that drive to push forward and just continue to fight the good fight. As a company, we would never touch even a single input unless it has strict standards for environmental safety, and because we're not going to produce a single product that's going to have any negative impact on the environment, because we need to leave this world in a better place than the way we found it for future generations. I've got children, and when I think of the world I want to leave behind to my kids, it continues to inspire me to lead the company in a way that continues to drive focus on creating positive change both in the environment and in social issues around the world. So, when I said earlier about developing our IP, it was critical because we wanted to take the control of growing the business in our own hands, but also control of the quality of the products we are delivering to our clients in our own hands. And so if you're buying a Cypher product anywhere in the world, you're buying it directly from us or from one of our authorized distributors with a Cypher logo on the tote or the pail of product. And so you always know it has our stamp of approval and our high standards of quality. And so we're working really hard to differentiate ourselves and paint a picture to our clients to understand that we are different. At the end of the road, when I look back on my journey with Cypher, I want to say that I made it easier for the guy following in my footsteps, and that I inspired others to continue to pursue their dreams of creating a better world, whether that's through the products they buy, through the companies they start, whatever they do. But we need to continue to inspire change in the world. No dust. Quickly get no dust from the car. I just thought it was a good chance, a good opportunity, you know? He doesn't seem to be slowing down. Sometimes people like slow down when they see someone on the road, and it's like, that's not very effective to show because the car's driving 5 kilometers an hour, but he was still giving it pretty good, so.